Good afternoon, group, and welcome. Thank you all for being here today. You're all well aware that we are going to be discussing AI and the impact that AI is going to have on our community and essentially the world. Couple things let me do this first. Let me ask you a question. How many of you here would like to have more time for your hobbies, for family, and to pursue the passions in your life? By a show of hands. Thank you. I'm going to share with you how AI is going to do that for you. But before I do that, I wouldn't be doing my due diligence unless I shared some of the concerns that we have with AI. Number one, people have expressed concerns regarding privacy. And then number two, and the big one, is how AI is going to replace a lot of jobs in the workforce. And those are true concerns. But I want to assure you that industries like ours and the government are looking at ways to supplement incomes so that that does not change your lifestyle, and you're actually going to have more free time, as I said earlier, to follow your passions. So we'll go into that a little more. Another thing that people have expressed concerns about is AI actually having a mind of its own and not doing things that enhance our communities or our lives, but actually go off the rails. And there's things that our programmers are doing to quell those concerns. But there is one concern, and it's a real concern, and they haven't came up with a solution for that yet. One of the major issues that we're having with AI is because it is very analytical, is that there's not an empathy component to it. And we know that empathy in decision making oftentimes is extremely critical, especially when we're talking about human beings. Okay, with that being said, let's talk about some of the positive attributes that we're seeing and that are only going to improve with AI. Because AI is transformational. Academia, we've already seen it enhance academia. And one of the concerns that came up was a lot of people that are getting degrees and upper division degrees, are they going to be able to utilize those if AI is taking the place of the job that they were hoping to get? And as I said earlier, those are real concerns, but we are working on ways for human beings to still be a major part of the AI revolution. And one of those reasons is, as I stated earlier, empathy. But the nice thing with AI is one no longer has to go to a formal institution to get a formal education. You can get that now on your laptop, even on your phone. Okay, you can learn anything that's available to any organization in the world will be available to you, and at the press of a button or an app. Another thing that we're seeing that is really amazing is healthcare. Now, most of the decisions that physicians and surgeons make are sound decisions. They're in the high 80 percentile or low 90 percentile when they're making decisions or assessing or diagnosing. Because what they do is they gather data, be it labs, x-rays, and diagnostic testing, and then they formulate a plan. Well, what we found with AI is 98% accurate, sometimes 99%. So it's surpassing the diagnosing process that a physician uses, and it's more accurate in doing it. So now physicians are using AI as a supplement to help them in their decision-making process. But as I said before, one of the number one concerns is empathy. And so what I want to share with you is that we are going to have humans still being a major part of the AI transformation, because we need to have that empathy component in the decision-making process. And sometimes people confuse sympathy with empathy, and they're two completely different things. So what I'm going to do with you today is I'm going to share a story with you on empathy, and you'll never forget the difference or mix them up again. There's a father and son. They're walking through the store. They're going through the mall, and they're on their way to the pet store to get the little boy a puppy. And they get to the counter of the pet store, and the father tells the merchant, "We're here to get my son a puppy." And the merchant goes, "You picked the best store in town. I just got in a new shipment of puppies." So the merchant escorts the father and son to the back of the store, and there's this bin filled with all these puppies. And the merchant tells the little boy, "Climb in and pick out a puppy." So the little boy climbs in. Puppies are jumping all over him. And the merchant says, "Pick out a puppy." But before the little boy picks out a puppy, out of the corner of his eye, he sees a cage with a puppy. He climbs out of the pen, and he walks over to the cage, and he bends down, and he asks the merchant, "What's wrong with this puppy?" And the merchant goes, "You don't want that puppy. That puppy's hips were broken during birth. That puppy cannot run and play with you like a normal puppy." The little boy bends down, tells his father, "I want that puppy." The merchant looks at the father, and the father nods his head. Merchant takes the puppy out of the pen, hands it to the father. They're walking back to the counter. The merchant can't help himself. He turns around, he looks at the little boy, and he goes, "Out of all those puppies, why did you want that puppy?" And the little boy lifts up his pant legs to show his braces and goes, "Because I know how that puppy feels." And that is why humans will always be an integral part of AI transformation. Thank you.